and welcome to another interesting episode of Women in Business on iBrandTV. My name is Margaret Opara. The first clear references to specific wedding apparel in the form of bridal crowns and veils come from the Hellenistic period of Greece, while specified for use in weddings ranging from sample flowers to elaborate metal tiaras were accessories. It is not until many centuries later that most cultures adopted recognizable ensembles to mark the occasions. It was also during the long rule of Queen Victoria from 1837 to 1901 that the Western notion of what the bride and her party should look like solidified, first in Britain and subsequently the rest of the industrialized world. Presently, sales and rentals of wedding apparels has become a form of business venture that of course yields profits. Today on the show, we'll be discussing with Oluwakemi Ojerinde, but you'll meet her after this short break. Only if you stay with us. Hello and welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in, this is still Women in Business on iBrandTV, and joining us now is Oluwakemi Ojerinde, who is a creative stylist, a bridal stylist, and an entrepreneur generally. So thank you, Oluwakemi, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, like I said, cliche is more like we're having the same, coincidentally, we're having the same attire, but nevertheless, it's part of those things, yeah? All right, then, what really inspired you to go into this line of business? Because if you look at it, it's not like everyone goes into something like this. It's very few people. So what was the inspiration? What did you draw inspiration from?
Okay, I'm going to say I had two inspirations that made me start into bridals. Okay, first was my experience. For my wedding, I didn't have the best I wanted. I didn't have the best vendors. I don't want to have to start saying all the experiences I had. My wedding gown was not there at all and all of that. So I felt like, okay, I could help some other brides out there. Especially because I've always been the type that like creating things with my hands. So I was opportuned to learn how to make wedding accessories during my youth service, and that was how it all started. I tried it out, I marketed online, I got my first clients, and from there
it popped up. You're here now. Okay, so with the emergence of COVID-19, what was it like for you? Because I know there was a halt in weddings and other occasions. So what was it like for your business generally?
Okay, I think there's hardly a business that didn't feel the effect of the lockdown and the pandemic. For us in the bridal section, I think it's been basically a sad one in the sense that we had almost no weddings going on. I think for years, I don't think there has ever been a time that there is a Saturday without weddings. Yeah. So, but for months, people were not getting married. And so we had to go into things like blogging. We started blogging, chatting our to-be brides just to ensure that we keep them updated and let them know we're still in business. And we had other means that, okay, like for instance, I think face mask was the order of the day. So we started making face masks, we started making all sorts of things just to make sure that we were still up in business. However, it's been so hard getting brides especially getting brides that want luxury gowns, unlike before. People just started going back into having events, so it's been hard getting brides so far. Okay,
so I know the COVID-19 period is not just your business, lots of businesses were affected, and I'm glad you were able to go through and you're here today. But now with the Nigerian economy as it is, coupled with the COVID-19 pandemic and the recent entered protests that disrupted a lot. So, and I know lots of weddings now are now, even those who plan to have elaborate weddings are now trying to cut down a lot of costs. So really, how was it? I know it was affected, but what's your take on that particular issue?
Okay. I think with the Nigerian economy, one of the basic areas that we're having challenge with is the exchange of dollar. And for now, what we tried to start making local wedding gowns, having seamstress, fashion designers that can sew for our brides. We want to start having locally made wedding gowns and all of that, just to make sure that at least we cover that gap, because it's been hard importing things unlike we used to before. So although we stay hopeful, especially because the year is almost over, so we believe that things are going to.
Kemi, we want to take a short break now, but when we come back, we'll pick up from the part you mentioned. You had seamstress that would come to make this gown. So the issue of now people wanting their own design and making the gown for themselves, their customized gown. So we'll take a short break now. All right, now we have to go on a short break, but when we come back, we'll pick up from the topic the topic we are discussing today. So stay with us.
Compliments of the season, and it's that time of the year again at Swift Dry Cleaners in our Wash and Win Big Promo from the 1st of December 2020
to the 31st of December 2020.
Simply wash with us at Swift Dry Cleaners for up to 15,000 naira and win something really amazing for Christmas. Isn't that amazing?
And we offer 20% discount on all your beddings and curtains for the month of December.
And we are available to make your laundry easy with our home pickup and delivery services. And we are only a call away.
Simply call 070-6663-8213 or 080-2959-7180.
Or walk into any of our amazing stores at Lekki, Okpepi, Ogba, Aja and Olowora and feel our care.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Quick wash. Impeccable look.
Welcome back to the show, and if you're just tuning in, this is still Women in Business, and yes, we're still with Oluwakemi Ojewinde, who is a creative designer. I like to use the word creative designer, so thank you for staying with us. All right, just before the break, you talked about the fact that brides like to customize their own. So is it the same thing with fitting, or is it a bit more stressful? Or
okay, it's similar to fitting, but in the sense that a bride could come and they have this picture of what they've dreamt about, their wedding gown. You show them quite a number of pictures and like, that's not okay. Can you put it in do they call it pictorial? Can you draw it out? Can we find a way of creating it, just sewing it from scratch? That's what I mean by customizing. Or probably they could see something that they like, but probably the hand does not match what they want. They want it changed and all of that. So those are the things I mean by, okay, we try to customize for them and at least give them exactly what they want. And we have people within the area that can always do that.
So then how do you describe your personal style?
Mine or...
Yeah, of course, you style brides. So sometimes I'm sure if I want this to be styled by you, the first thing, personally, what I would ask you is, what do you think will fit me? Looking for my figure, my color, the design. So the period I'm asking you, what do you think? If you're not someone who has the know-how on how to style, you might not just... So if you should, for you to do this, you should know, you have a personal style. So how can you describe your personal style?
Okay, I think your personal style, first of all, should be something that would make you look as beautiful as possible in yourself. That's in your skin. That has to be packaged around your color, your shape. Like for instance, we have people with hourglass shapes and all of that. So we try to first of all look at their shapes, the kind of gowns that will fit them. A lot of brides prefer ball gowns, but there are some that they might even look better on a man-made gown. So we could also help them discover what will fit their kind of shape. There are some that have they are more busty compared to the hips and all of that. So your personal style should be something that by the time you are wearing it, everybody would admire you. You look as beautiful as possible. You look like the most important person on your wedding day.
So starting up a bridal business, how easy?
Okay, I'm going to laugh on that because it's actually not easy. And that's
no business is actually easy. Yeah. So,
however, I mean, no, bridals is capital intensive, as in very capital intensive. To stock up wedding gowns would cost you quite a lot, especially because when it comes to clients, perception matters. Sometimes when they walk into your place, they want to. Sometimes they judge you by what they see. They could see something like, are you sure this lady can get me luxury gowns and all of that? So it's quite capital intensive. However, I believe in starting small and keep looking at the picture, because except if you have the government ready to sponsor you or anything like that, it's always hard to get the funds needed for this kind of business. However, you can start with the little you have, but at least let your packaging still
the packaging. Yeah, exactly. So what are the people you admire in this industry, and why do you admire them?
Okay, I think I'm going to come home that I'm going to be mentioning a few Nigerian bridal stylists. First of all, I admire Adasa Bridals. Our store is at Bagada, and she's like a sister to me. She has personally trained me in this line when I was going to start, and I admire her journey because we have similar journeys. She started off from home, started styling from home. Afterwards, she was able to get a place, and now she has a very big place. So she's one of those that I look up to, that okay, if you could get this far after starting small, I can. I'll also mention Liz Audrey Bridals. She's also very, very accommodating and down to earth. So I think for me, it's all about people that I can learn from directly, people that are accommodating enough, people that are not focused on the competition aspect of the business. So
now what's your parting shot, especially for people who want to start up? What do you do? I know it's consistency, I would always hit on it, but what are those key points you would pick out for someone who comes to you and say, this is what I want to do and how do I start it?
Okay, first of all, you have to understand how to handle clients, especially brides, because brides, they have it's not like fashion line where you can always walk around things. My advice for anybody who wants to start up bridals business is that it's not like every other business, because a wedding day is like the most important day of the life of any woman, and also I think the men too. So they wouldn't take it lightly if you mess things up for them.
I was also going to say that even some ladies who have a very calm disposition and are peaceful naturally, on the period of planning, you will see the tension is like they might not even know when they would yell. So dealing with those kind of people, is how easy can that be?
I have a colleague who experienced something similar I referred a friend of mine to her, and she was like, that lady is not calm. I was like, no, she's calm. She was like, no, she wasn't calm with her. And I understood it was because she was dealing with her wedding day. She was preparing for her wedding. So people don't joke with that aspect of their life. So you have to make sure that whatever you're doing has to be on point. It has to be excellent, and it has to be according to their taste, because at times we always have this understanding that this is what is good, but the bride says that's not what she wants. So you have to just give her what she wants.
Well, thank you, Oluwakemi Ojerinde, for the wonderful insights you have shared with us, and thank you. We hope to have more of you in our segment if possible. Yeah.
Thank you.
Please don't wear red next time. All right, thank you, Oluwakemi.
Thank you.
And yes, we are recording a wrap on today's episode of Women in Business. Join me next time for more. I am Margaret Opara. Thanks for watching.